Welcome, everybody. John Zegar, johnzegar.com. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good. So, as I look around, clear sky for the most part. There's some high level thin clouds up above. I don't know what they call those. What do they call those? Cirrus? I don't know. But anyway, it's clear sky in my mind. And I'm going to go with that. Clear sky. I'm not using my earbuds this morning. I'm going with, there ought to be enough volume on this phone to pick up everything that I have to say. I hope. Sometimes I don't want to use the earbuds, but it comes out not as strong of a voice, so people have more difficulty hearing it, and I have to go back to the earbuds. But today we're going to try it without the earbuds and see if this will work out okay. I'll get the phone pointed right here so it picks me up. So good morning. How is everybody? First cup of coffee. Whew. Boy, do I need this first cup of coffee. Woke up this morning at 3 something. Let me take a sip. Oh, boy. I went to get a breakfast sandwich. You know, one of those, what do they call that? Sausage, egg, McMuffin? $5. 5 something. Yeah. Do you believe that? And then I said, well, how much just for the sausage McMuffin? And it's gone up. Can't afford that one either. Coffee went up. Of course, you knew that. Coffee went up. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Little advertisement for everyone. This is podcast through Spreaker. However you get your podcasts, Spotify, is that the big one? Apple, Google. I don't know. You can go to any social media and find John Zegar Thoughts and Travels and listen to my podcasts. And I appreciate everybody who's trying to help me out with subscribing. You know, when I try to get back on YouTube, I keep trying that every day or two. And I just can't get enough people to sign up. Subscribe, share, and follow. I think that's how it goes. I'm aware that there are people, quite a few people actually, that are listening and watching my podcasts, my YouTube, my Facebook Live, you know, my LinkedIn. I guess I did one on LinkedIn Live as well. But I need more subscribers. They're saying now, good job, John, coming back, you know, trying to get back up to live YouTube broadcasts. they're saying good job, your numbers are coming up, but I still got a long ways to go. Man, if you guys could, even those people that just kind of come on and listen and they don't let me know that they're, on board. If you could just subscribe, share, and follow. I'm not going to get anywhere if I can't get those numbers up, and I'm having a hard time. Some of my content is getting fairly outrageous, and it's drawing in some more people, not intentionally, but maybe partially. But I just can't get the numbers up. I might have to switch to a fishing topic. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Oh boy, sipping on that coffee. I sort of enjoy that. I don't get a breakfast much anymore because it's too expensive. And I don't have that kind of money to be buying a $5 breakfast sandwich. So I just drink coffee and probably losing some weight. So this morning's topic, my podcast, is going to be about other people in similar situations as myself and what their personality and program looks like as a result of being similar. I don't mean to complicate that, but late afternoon, early evening, I guess that's about the time it was. So I go out and I do locksmithing. I do it to subsidize, my Social Security money, because I don't make enough money in Social Security, and I really don't have other jobs. I have other great jobs, but none of them pay. It's the same thing with trying to get subscribers. It's like, I know there's plenty of people out there going and listening and watching my different and various things, but can't get the numbers up. I have my 9 books with Amazon, right? And published, being sold through Amazon. And I can't get a book a day sold. Amazon makes the prices, not me. I don't know. I guess you can go to Arc or Goodwill and find books for $1, but I've always tried to keep most all of my books at that $9.99. Is that right? You can get them in ebooks or paperback or hardback. And I just would like to sell 1 book a night, when I'm sleeping. That's not happening, and I put a lot of years into writing those books, and I'm in the process of writing another book, and that stuff just doesn't come by overnight. And I had one person get mad at me. It was a lady I knew. Don't know her anymore. She doesn't want to know me. This is years ago, and she went to get one of my books, and she thought it should have been given to her for free. I said, I can't afford to do that. I'm very happy that you're getting the book, but I can't even afford to give books away. Right? She got mad and never has talked to me since. There's another example of I have stuff available that I could be making money at, self-supporting myself, and it's not happening. I do, eBay and Craigslist, where I always, there's a couple things I sell on eBay that I like. I've always sold pearls, necklaces and those wrist pearl things, and earrings and rings, and boy, I have a good supplier out of the South China Sea, and I've been over to the Pearl Mart in Japan, and I have a good product, but I don't sell very many of those things as I would like to. They're not expensive. They're not expensive. And that would be another way for me to self-support myself. The other thing I just got in, and I've been on eBay for a long, long time. Craigslist, long time. In the wintertime, I sell like coats and stuff on Craigslist that are local. But I decided, because I had traveled Central America quite a bit, that I would, I acquired, I didn't buy, I was actually given handmade wooden rosaries, right? I mean, they're very, very cool. And so I sold a couple of those, and, they actually were good sellers. So I bought some more from these churches and what would you call them, missionaries that hand carve rosaries. I like them, but they don't sell very often. So that's another way I could be supporting myself and not working. I do coaching and consultation. I end up giving away more free coaching and consultation. Like when I was in psychology, everybody, you go to the bar, don't say you work in psychology, because everybody wants to get advice. Same's true now. I mean, I do coaching and consultation, and I give it away, it seems like, rather than charge for it. Another way that I should be self-supporting myself. I mean, that alone, I advertise all over social media, but nobody much calls. person here and there, but it's the same thing. Great product. Nobody's really calling. The other thing that I was beginning to talk about was last night, and I run into this a fair amount. So I do locksmithing on the side to subsidize my Social Security so I can help support myself, live in my truck for 15 years. I've been living in my truck. And I've learned to get accustomed to it and not to complain and be thankful and grateful, and, eating a 92-cent bag of tuna from Walmart every day is, substance. But anyway, so last night, this is just a typical example, okay? This is typical. This is not complaining. This is just telling you the way that my reality is. So I open truck drivers, 18-wheelers that go up and down the interstate. They stop in these truck stops and they lock their keys in their truck, and they call you, or the truck stop calls you and asks if you'll come and unlock their vehicle. And of course the answer is yeah, sure, happy to do that. And you kind of tell them about how much it might be, and most of the time they all agree and say, come on out. And here's an example from last night. Nice guy out of Alabama. The night before that was a guy from South Carolina. And so they knew the price before I got there. They had gone and gotten the money out of the ATM, I guess. And so I show up and am really warm and receptive and, appreciative and all that. Then I open their truck or his truck or whatever, and can you take less? And I normally will work with people, but it's getting to be just routine now that a price is not a price. I'm sitting in Walmart's parking lot right now and watching people go in early in the morning to get whatever they get. And when they get to the checkout, I'm pretty sure Walmart's not going to negotiate with them the cost or price of whatever the item is they're buying. I don't think so. Walmart's never negotiated with me on a price. If anything, I bought there. But there's a guy who broke his back. I don't even remember how. Sounds like quite a few years ago. I don't know. And he's got a terrible, terrible personality. And his program, how he was brought up, just sucks. He's mean. He's actually just mean. And just demanding. he's mad at life that he's in a wheelchair. I guess he's in a wheelchair. I don't know. He can't walk around, can't stand, that's for sure. And he must be really, really mad about that. You know, he took a $200 job that normally, according to industry standards, is, $200. 180, 200, something like that. And he felt like he was entitled to a $20 deal. I said, I can't do what you're asking me to do for $20. And he's resentful and bitter and angry and mean and so I told him, I'll do it for $50. I said, please understand, this is a $200 job. And he comes out of his house, in his wheelchair thing or whatever the hell he drives, and he throws down $47. Now, his house is $1 million house property that he probably got as a result of his back injury through insurance or something. Probably got $1 million or more dollars and lives like a king, but hates life. Has a wife, I believe. Boy, if she ever came to me for counseling, I'd tell her to divorce the bastard. So he emails me last night bitching and complaining about the lock. He should have just gone out and bought one. It's cheaper than $47, which was supposed to be $50, which was supposed to be $200. Can you beat that? Now, y'all know, everybody knows neuroscience, and we upregulate all of our own diseases, right? Of course we do. He has no clue. I would imagine he thinks the world did this to him, dealt him a bad hand. I don't know, I would guess. So personalities and programs and people and what you run across is just really weird. And I like doing, locksmithing as a retired old guy and trying to help people out. I don't have a problem with that. I didn't want to give this guy that deep discount, but I figured, sometimes it's probably more important to do that than to not do that. So I just went through a half dozen avenues that I use to make a little money on the side. Could be, I don't know, anywhere from $1,000 to maybe $3,000 a month. Should be. Yeah, you sure would think it. I'm sitting here, sidebar, I'm sitting here watching everybody walk into Walmart with their blue vests on. And I'm not even kidding, you guys. They all are dragging themselves out of their cars, heads down, shoulders slumped, walking like old men and women hunched over, sad, depressed. Wow. They're going in for their morning shift. They sure aren't looking like they want to be here. I think I did a podcast on that a couple weeks ago. This is programming. So, I like everything I picked. I love psychology and neuroscience. I've been doing it my entire life. Actually, 55 years plus of actual clinical psychology, neuroscience. Writing books is basically psychology and neuroscience because they're all about that. The locksmithing is just fun stuff to do. You're learning all the time. Sometimes I even think if I get the opportunity to just go learn and practice, I don't even care if I get paid sometimes. Because I'm learning. The whole thought of, Craigslist and eBay, that's like a business. And I wish I had more time to devote to that, to do it properly and better. And I don't know. I like what I do. I've grown to like being outside. One of the best times I had, this one may make sense to you and it may not, but I used to own, now don't get all weird on me, I used to own an Airstream trailer. I guess they called it a vintage. It was a 99. In mint condition, you guys. It was just in mint condition. Eventually it required some maintenance, which I didn't always have the money for the maintenance. But I loved living in that and traveling around the country. It was a cheap way to live because at that time you could stay in RV parks on the ocean for, I don't remember, a couple $100 a month or something. And I had a little pickup truck with a 6-cylinder engine, which was inexpensive to drive. I don't have a problem with that. It's the same thing with giving discounts or not even charging people for various things. I had a elderly senior lady when I was living out in San Francisco that kind of sat me down and gave me she was a banker, retired banker lady. So she was good with money. She was worth millions of dollars. She had lots of real estate and investments. And she said, you know what, John? You need to charge people and not give stuff away. And if they get mad, they get mad. And boy, did that hit home. And I thought about it, and I did it, And it kind of leveled out there for a while. I just presented myself in such a manner that people paid. People just paid. All right, well, John is at blah, blah, blah per hour. I used to go and speak around the world. No, nothing big. Don't get me wrong. But I used to love to do that because they pay your expense to get to wherever you're going and a place to stay overnight and some food, lunch or dinner or something. And I thought that was the coolest thing around. And I called them a seminar, but it was just about neuroscience. This isn't rocket science. It was neuroscience, and you could do a Saturday morning or all day Saturday seminar. Same deal. I thought that was really cool. And then I started discounting, and before I knew it, I didn't have clientele for that. It was getting too difficult to find clientele for that. Everybody now wanted to beat you up price-wise. You know what I mean? I've been doing YouTube, Spreaker, podcast, and blogging for 10 years. You guys want to know something? I can only remember a time or two that I actually got paid an amount of money that was substantial enough to say I got paid. You know how you read all that stuff on the internet about, start blogging or doing podcasts or YouTube and you will, you can self-support yourself that way. No, you can't. And I'm a living example of somebody who was diligent day after day after day after day. And when YouTube got bought out by TikTok from Japan or wherever, they got rid of people like me that were not making them enough money. They never talked about me not making enough money. They talked about them not making enough money, and they wanted me to start all over again and all of that. So, I hope you all have some advice for me. I would really want to hear your comments. I don't want to hear comments about poor John. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for business type comments based on what I just talked about. Are you guys more in the camp of the senior retired banker lady who gave me hardcore advice? Charge people and don't back down. Pretty sure that's how she did it, and obviously when she died or passed away, she was probably worth millions. I don't think she you know, she had a bungalow on the ocean that was a rental, and maybe she just liked me, I don't know, but boy, some of my cheapest living on the beach in a bungalow overlooking the Pacific Ocean. So she discounted that, and I don't think I ever paid full price with her. I didn't have a problem because I was making good money working for United Airlines in psychology, but I don't know. So anyway, I guess I wouldn't mind hearing some of your comments. I would like to read that stuff. The last thing I want to say is for years and years and years, I kept educating myself on how to take my podcasts or YouTube videos or blogs and get them distributed to as many social media outlets so that they were going to as many people as I possibly could send to in the world, in hopes that my numbers would climb. It seemed like a business strategy, right? And last week I've kind of decided I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm tired of fighting and trying and maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll just see what happens. So anyway, God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks a lot. See you. Bye.